All right, welcome to week four. This week's forum, we're dealing with modern political theory. How do we get from medieval political theory to modern political theory? What is the distinction between Machiavelli, who I think I mentioned in the introduction? He's roughly contemporaneous with Luther and with Calvin, as people that we believe are firmly ensconced in medieval political theory. Machiavelli we view as being distinctly modern. And what is it that makes him modern? First of all, I think it's clearly this sense that he is a true kind of example of the Italian Renaissance, of a period of tremendous flux, what Jacob Burckhardt, the German historian, called the age of bastards, which I think is a great phrase. And he talks a lot about the fact that leadership, political leadership, ruling is not the same as being a citizen. They're not governed by the same kinds of moral rules. That leaders should appear to be pious, but at the end of the day have to do things that would make a truly pious person blanch. Likewise, Hobbes is a distinctively modern thinker. He's profoundly influenced by the emergence of mathematics and science. He was one of the first of sort of the Oxford educated philosophers in England. And he took physics as sort of his model of understanding politics. And he's coming up with an ancient kind of resolution to the problem of political authority. He's basically saying that monarchy, that an absolute monarch is necessary. But he's using modern means. He's using this idea of a social contract, of saying that in a state of nature, life would be nasty, brutish, and short. How is Hobbes' justification of political authoritarianism distinctly modern compared to an ancient's, or even a medieval theorist's justification for an absolute monarch? And the answer there, of course, is that Hobbes is saying, divine right is not a justification. Okay, so that's to me an interesting thing to look at. John Locke is a tremendously important figure, in particular for understanding American, political theory and how American political theory, how English political theory planted its seed in the United States and how it, kind of flowered and took shape. Locke was tremendously influential with a lot of the founding fathers. And Locke has a very distinctive understanding of human nature, and he comes to very different conclusions about the nature of political authority. He doesn't believe that an absolute monarchy is the correct solution, the correct way of achieving a good a good political community. And we can talk about that. Marx is at least mentioned in this chapter, and of course Karl Marx is sort of the guy that makes socialism a major ideology in Europe in the middle of the 19th century. And of course, anybody that's interested and wants to talk about that, feel free to throw out some questions. So we have a lot of material to discuss this week, and I hope I get a lot of questions, and I hope we have a really good discussion. So let's have a good week.